Good evening. Tonight on Craig Conspiracies, the Trump gunman in the golf course was he CIA spy or just some loner guy like Mr. Nichols? Tonight on Craig Conspiracies, we'll answer this question. In a world where nothing seems to be real and everybody is going banana nuts, you need someone to actually answer those questions, to those things that you don't have an answer to because one guy says one thing and some other guy says another thing. My goal is to answer those questions. This is Craig Conspiracies. Good evening and welcome to Craig Conspiracies. Tonight, this is Ryan Rouse. He's from Greensboro, North Carolina. He's accused of trying to shoot the former president, you guys. People say he's a loner like Mr. Nichols. This is Brian. He's got some crazy ideas, but they're so crazy, they just might not be crazy. First, loner Mr. Nichols takes the side of the gunman just being a loner like Mr. Nichols. Mr. Nichols, welcome to Craig Conspiracies.
Well, thank you for having me on, Craig. I'm not a loner, by the way. I have friends and a life, and I'm wondering why I even help you with these things
Oh,
anymore. Anyway,
we have 10
so I'm.
seconds to explain your side, Mr. Nichols.
Well,
5
the
seconds
side
on
is
the clock.
just the guy's a kook. The guy's a kook, and he's trying to kill the president.
Right, that's time, Mr. Nichols. We will
Right.
give you time to rebut, but we just want to first get in Mr. Brian. You're taking the other side, Mr. Brian. Is that correct?
That's right.
All right. Would you just for 10 seconds give us your quick side?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you, Craig, for having me on your show. I appreciate the time.
You have 5 seconds.
I think that this man was a Ukrainian.
Cheers, second. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have 3 rounds, and then we're going to have a freestyle round. At the end, I'm going to give my conclusion. And my conclusion is final. So stay tuned to the end, you guys, because you're going to want to hear when I put all what you guys say in my mind and my brains and what the truth is on this conspiracy. All right? Here, ready for round 1, you guys?
Yes.
All right. Round 1.
Well, I think if you look at this man's history, he had zero income coming in. The only income that is on record for him is that he apparently sold tiny homes in Hawaii. But if you do any deep dive into these tiny homes, clearly it was not a real business. He only had one home for sale and it never sold. So it's a shell company for him to have money funneled in from either the CIA or the Ukrainian.
How tiny are these homes?
They're, it's almost like a big shed you can put in the garage. Like you can stand
That's
up.
not tiny. I have all action figures that have tiny homes. Miss Nicholas, your rebuttal, please.
Look, it doesn't have to be a shell company. Somebody could just be bad at business and then max out credit cards and find a way to pay for anything going on. So, I mean, that's right there. Kind of stupid.
Max up, Mr. Nicholas, his point might be boring, but doesn't mean it's wrong.
But how does a man who only has one tiny home for sale and other than that no income on record have money to fly back and forth from the Ukraine? Also, there's videos of him on Newsweek Romania where he's clearly acting as a recruiting officer for the Ukrainian military. The Iggy Pop looking nobody is in charge of recruiting for the Ukrainian forces. That doesn't make any sense.
Iggy Pop, no sense, Mr. Nicholas.
There's
let's wrap up this round. We got to wrap up this round.
Plenty of evidence that he just said that's what he was. Doesn't mean that it's what he was. I think this guy had delusions of grandeur.
All right, 4 seconds on this round. Everybody want to say something at the end of this round? All right, time's up on this round. You guys ready for round 2? That was an exciting round, didn't you think so?
Do we know who won that round, or is it?
We'll find out at the end of this decade.
Okay, all right.
Quick reminder, 5, 4, 2, 1, smash them like buttons, and please get into arguments about this topic in the comments below, you guys. So please get into big fights about this topic in the comments below. It is good for our algorithms. Thanks, you guys. Round 2. Round 2. What's your point, Mr. Brian?
Well, I think that this man also, if you look at his social media presence, it looks like he had been captured, maybe possibly entered into an MK Ultra program, because if his Twitters, the tweets that he sent out were all the exact same amount of characters. They looked like they were AI generated. And it looks like and also he only had about 40 followers. And one of his first followers is an ex-CIA agent living in China. Like, why was they following this man?
Why was they following this man, Mr. Nichols? That is a good point.
In a crazy world of social media, I mean, maybe 40 followers was like he felt like a loser and now he had to get more attention. So you can take any one of those arguments and say why he's even more of a small.
All right, Mr. Nichols, we are getting breaking news here.
Yep.
What? That's amazing. And nobody knows that? It could be World War III. That's the biggest story of the decade. All right. Sorry, guys. Go back. Go back to what you're talking about.
Are you not going to tell us what the news was?
This isn't about. We're focusing on this right now. So do you want to wrap up your round two, you guys? That the end of your round two?
Okay, if you want to go back to me, I will just say that all the evidence that he's putting forth could also describe a loser who's trying to get anybody's attention he can, especially with only 40 followers. That's not that much. And so he's a desperado trying to be, he wants to be Lee Harvey Oswald, right?
One of 40 followers is an ex-CIA agent, though. Why? Why is that happening?
Whoa,
Also,
Mr. Nichols, calm down.
I wasn't the one not calm.
All right, I didn't have one that said Brian. Go ahead, Brian.
All I was going to say is that also, if you look at his history, the man has already been caught with a weapon. They called it of mass destruction. It was a fully automatic rifle.
He
was in a standoff with the police. It looks like they've been laying the groundwork for this man. Also, they plant child porn on his. I probably can't say that online, but a lascivious pornographic material involving minors onto his sons. They're trying to disgrace the whole family.
Here's one of the things you hear from people like Brian all the time: they, them, they, as if there's one unit of people trying to put all this together in some basement. This giant, I don't know, like this giant organization.
The more you learn about.
Okay, who are they, Mr. Brian? That's a good question from Mr. Nichols.
The CIA.
The CIA. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, so you think the CIA is actually did create this assassination attempt?
Here I'm a little on the fence about whether it was just an independent Ukrainian operation or if it was the CIA working with.
Watch your conspiracy clock, because it's gonna knock you guys.
I think it's the simplest thing is the easiest thing. Occam razor. This guy was a nutbag, and he was at many golf courses have no good security. Of course they don't.
Counterpoint.
Well, golf course.
But how many of those golf courses have presidential candidates?
Counterpoint.
Well, Trump is a very rash person. He doesn't plan these things way ahead. I'm sure he's like, I want to go golfing. Let's go to Crooked Stick or whatever the hell the name of it was.
You guys.
Yeah.
You guys ever see Craig's impression of Trump, you guys?
Oh, yeah.
The most fantastic golf course in the universe. Okay.
Right.
What a total disaster. The security was, I guess. All right, let's get to round three. You guys ready for round three?
Yes.
Round three, you guys.
Round three, then we freestyle, and then I will give my conclusion, and that's going to be the answer. We could put this to bed. Boy, things are really heating up on Craig Conspiracies. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with more Conspiracies.
All right, today's sponsor is brought to you by MyBookie. MyBookie, that's a great place to gamble. Is that right, Brian?
It sure is. Don't just watch football this season. Cash in on it with MyBookie. It's easier than ever to bet and win. This season, they have amazing promos you won't want to miss, like their weekly risk-free bets. If your bet hits, you win big. If it doesn't, MyBookie will give you a refund, so there's nothing to lose.
This is my cricket Jiminy. Don't worry, he's not being harmed. Go ahead, Brian. You're doing a good job.
I think personally this weekend I'm looking to bet on the Bears and the Dolphins.
Oh, I ironically have both those skulls in my garage. You're doing great, Brian. Keep going.
I just think the Rams are going to beat the Bears if they can figure out how to stop their ground attack. I mean, the Bears have a vicious ground attack.
Well, I know how to thwart a bear attack is you just urinate on yourself, and then they think the carcass has been claimed. That's how you thwart a bear attack.
Wait, what?
Wait, what? Wait, open your ears, you jackass. Am I not speaking English?
What do you mean?
I'll show you what I mean. Just take out your little RFK Jr.
Oh no!
You take out your RFK the third. You do this. What the hell? Oh, I have to point everything out for you.
Listen, when you're ready,
Jesus Christ, my prostate's the size of a pomelo. Jesus Christ! Keep going, Brian. We've got an ad to read.
When you're ready to get started. Just click the link in the show.
Jesus Christ. Look at that.
That's promo code KDS to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit. I can hear it squirting.
Yeah. Well, the hole is actually quite large. It's enlarged after the years. Oh, good Lord.
You heard that right. Double your money with the code KDS before you even place a bet. Loyalty pays off with MyBookie Plus. The more you play, the more you win. It's simple. Climb through the tiers of the loyalty rewards program to unlock even more epic promotions, exclusive giveaways, and bigger rewards. MyBookie Plus is the lock of the century. Bet on anything, anywhere, anytime, and make your season a winning season. We got through it.
Good job, Brian.
Why is only your face brown?
Oh, sometimes I wear a burqa and go out in the sun. Hey, Brian, you know who else beat the odds? Was my aunt, my retarded aunt Rosemary Kennedy died at 86. That's called beating the odds.
Yeah. So if you want to beat the odds like Rosemary Kennedy,
go to mybookie.com.
Promo code KDS. Thank you, folks.
Right.
Back to the show.
Where's Jiminy?
And we're back, you guys. Master Brian?
I think the fact that there was 2 assassination attempts on him in the same amount of months, 2 months, 2 assassination attempts, tells you that there is some kind of conspiratorial network working to take out Donald Trump. Now, why? I don't know, but I think it's because they assume that he will withdraw all funding and money to the operations in the Ukraine. But the fact that it happened twice, I think, is enough evidence in itself.
So wait, you're saying, wow. So the people who planned this.
I'm Mr. Nicka, and we're gonna do a Craig Newt's flashback. Oh, we got a flashback, Craig Newt's flashback for you guys.
All right, he locked the pickle. He locked the pickle. Okay, it's done. Nothing's funny anymore.
All right, it's a fun Craig Newt's flashback. Go ahead, Mr. Nicka.
Look, you're acting about it was 2 assassinations in 2 months. You think the planners are like, how do we be really, really scary to people? We'll do 2 months and 2, and then we'll do 3 and 3 and 4 and 4.
No, they failed. Crazy. That's why it happened twice. They meant to do it once.
Things heating up here on Craig. Okay. Everybody, guys, everybody calm down here on Craig Express. All right, we're gonna have a freestyle round. This is where you really guys got to complete your case, because it's the last thing.
What is freestyle? How does it work?
What's the difference between what we've been doing?
All right, it's time for freestyle. Here we go, guys. Freestyle round. There's a final round before Craig.
Who goes for
freestyle? All right, let me give you guys some freestyle beats. Right, guys? Okay. Freestyle. Yeah, right here. All right, freestyle. Go, guys.
Ready? Am I ready?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Freestyle. Everyone just freestyle.
Okay, here I'm going. You know, everybody wants to act like it happens for a reason, but the problem now is it's just the season. The truth is it was just one guy. It doesn't have to be some big CII that gets together and tries to do a crime. It's just one dude, a simple loser. That's I.
You weren't supposed to rap.
I thought you was.
I thought I just one.
It's just freestyle. It's not. No one said freestyle rap.
This is why you're alone, Mr. Nichols.
Maybe that's why. Anyway,
that makes no sense.
The point I'm trying to make is when something big happens.
Mr. Nichols got a little pickle for you.
People have the need for a big thing to be conspiratorial, but sometimes people just do awful things. Go.
Yeah, all right. People go out for things. You guys just talk over each other. Freestyle.
How many declassified military and CIA and governmental operations where we find out there actually were conspiracies need to happen before we start believing that the government is actually capable of doing these kind of things? Look into the murder of Fred Hampton. Look into Operation Paperclip. Look into 9/11.
You're freestyle, Mr. Nichols. You can come interrupt.
Well, I'm going to say, I don't know what Operation Paperclip is. Is that like there was somebody had a stack of papers and the clip came off and they flew all over the place? Because your theories are flying all over the place, just like a paperclip.
Boring Nichols news. All right, boring Nichols. We have 10 seconds left for the freestyle round. Come on,
the last thing I'm going to say is I will say Brian's right that the government does horrible things, but they're also very inept. Have you tried going to the DMV? The government's bad at stuff.
That's right about that.
I agree they're bad at stuff. That's why it's taking so many attempts to shoot this guy. That's
so many attempts.
And I imagine there'll be one next week too. And then if they don't do that, they'll just keep doing it right up until November.
All right. Thank you guys for doing. And now this is the point on Craig Express says where things get turned over to Craig, so Craig can talk for some of the time. How's that? all these things you've said into my brain,
Wait, Craig.
and I get
Can I
signal.
just ask you why do you think a tinfoil hat, like, that's usually used to show like somebody's nuts? And by the way, you still have some potato and cheese, I think, on there. From
Did you use that?
Does your mom not have?
No, we ran out of tin foil, so it's making some big potatoes, Mr. Nichols.
Okay.
And there was no more tin foil, but a tin foil is to pick up signals.
Well, why do you need signals from like outer space or something to
That's
come into your hat?
conspiracies.
But that's a conspiracy, right?
We
That you would get signals from outer.
this. Can I just took my conclusion here, please, Mr. Nichols?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, I just see here. So, Mr. Bryan said, let's see here. Mr. Bryan said there's gunman guy who does Twitter, had some friends and CIA, but Mr. Nichols said the guy that's the person which is a crazy person. But then Mr. Bryan said that he was living in a tiny house, but that doesn't make any sense. A lot of people live in tiny houses. But then Mr. Nichols said that, I know what the answer is. This person doesn't even exist. He's an invisible person who became visible just for a few minutes, and he is from outer space. All right, that's my conclusion. And please join us right after this program. We're doing our members podcast. To be a member, you just have to click that join button and you join, and you are a member. You get over 200 podcasts in the podcast library. You can ask me any question you want about this topic or any other topic. And Caitlin Jenner and Peter the Perv are going to be playing the Peter the Perv game. So join us right after this, you guys. And if you want to go see us live, go to one of these places. That's our show. I hope you guys enjoyed Craig's Conspiracy. Join us next week where I solve another Craig's Conspiracy. This is Craig's Conspiracy.